Transformers reviews, tech in the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
What's going on, people? This is Inflewence, and I'm back with a review of the Studio Series 86 Perceptor. This is their higher end line, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's a mixed bag. The line is a mixed bag to me. There's some greatness in the line, the Studio Series line, but for it to be considered supposed to be like kind of their masterpiece of mainline, the Studio Series, and some seem that way and some don't. I think their peak was Hot Rod. I think that's the best figure they made, and it is a great figure. This figure is pretty good, is nice looking, but there's some of the choices I don't like. They could have painted it differently, I think, or put maybe a little bit more paint. Could have covered up some of these holes. You see the hole for his head in the back. I don't know if we could have had a flap. I'm not sure why we couldn't have had a flap. It don't look like any reason other than saving plastic. We could have just had a little bump out right here. You could have pulled down, flipped the head down, and pushed it back up. It would have looked cleaner. But for whatever reason, they didn't do it. Of course, you got in where the hands go. There's a hole. These are my gripes. My negatives, I guess. Like I said, though, not a bad figure if you're collecting the main line and if you're into the Studio Series. All right, so accessories, which there are not many. The only one you get is this gun. That is just a piece of plastic, and the paint, I think it's just plastic. I don't think it's painted, but it could be. I don't know. It looks kind of metallic when you get it up close on the screen, but that could be my eyes as well, so I'm not sure. Got the magazine here, and it looks like Perceptor's gun. It's kind of small, but I don't know, depending on who draws it, you know how that goes. And that's pretty much it for accessories. I guess this is an accessory diorama backdrop. You get his instructions, which they were easy, and you can tell it's an easy figure because I was trying to unfold it, but it's only one sheet, one side, and you get this. And he is a triple changer. He's one of the unofficial first triple changers I've seen. And they made it here. They paid homage to the toy. I don't think he ever used it in the cartoon. I could be wrong, but I don't think he ever became a tank in the cartoon. But the toy always had that tank version. The G1 toy, I should say. You can stand on here if you like that, and that's pretty cool that he can utilize that. Let's take a look at the figure in more detail. You see the face. I do like the face and head. I think it's reminiscent to Perceptor. Has a Autobot symbol in there. It's like the clear one. It is paint. I think it's tampoed on. It's not a sticker. But you got this paint here, which is nice. I like the blue too. You got the light blue. It's pretty nice. I know some people don't like the lighter blue. They like a darker blue for Perceptor. But I think it's all what you remember from the cartoon or the toy. You see his thighs. He has stuff here. He has the tracks here in the back. I wish they would have painted those or covered them up. I know they didn't paint them, I guess to blend in with the legs. Actually, they looked like they were going to move, so I was trying to fool them, but I didn't think they moved. And then you see the back. There's that hole that I was talking about earlier, and the hole there. I guess all in all, you don't display your figures from the back. I know that's what people will say. Just pointing it out though. So let's compare him first to the Masterpiece. For some reason, I like comparing figures to the Masterpiece version, so you can just see how far apart some of the mainline figures are from the Masterpiece. That's actually Fans Toys Masterpiece. And let's compare him to Hot Rod, which Studio Series Hot Rod is probably the greatest figure that they made in recent times. To me, that's my opinion. But I do think Hot Rod is the best figure, the best Studio Series figure that came out. The Dinobots are probably slowly inching their way. I don't know. I don't have the last one that came out, but think it was slag. I know that's a bad word. Sorry if you're in the UK. And here's Legacy Blaster, which I don't know if they came out with a Studio Series blaster, but I think they all were the same blaster. Not sure, you know how they do, with some maybe minor differences. Move, his gun is in the way, but you can see what's going on there. Getting the articulation. His cannon up here can articulate like this. It can articulate like this. It kind of pegs in, double pegs over here, and it can articulate this way. I don't know if you would need it to do that, but it can if you need it. I just get it out the way so you can show the head. Head goes up about that much, goes down about that much. I think it's on a ball joint, but it's not much room. It can spin 360, and it can get side to side, so you get some more expressive looks. Put this back. His arms go all the way around. His arms are on ball joints, which is another thing that I felt weird about. After the transformation, I figured why they did it. It was just an easier transformation if it was on a ball joint. However, I would have maybe like I guess the universal hinge, kind of like this. I don't know if they could have pulled off the same. I'm not an engineer, and so take it with a grain of salt when I say they could have engineered it better. Again, I'm getting off track. You can do that. You can get it out. I guess that's 90-degree angle. Got the bicep swivel here. It may be painted up here, but right here I think this is just plastic. It's the same plastic that's on the gun. I guess it matches because it's the same plastic here that's not painted. And then his legs look painted. They're pretty shiny. That's just shiny plastic, and up here is painted. So it breaks up well, even though it looks funny right here, but it does break up well. So then you can get a little more, tiny bit more than 90 degrees, but not much. These things I don't think move. I know I said that on Fans Toys and it did move. I don't think they move though. Fists are permanently gripped and can move in, do the transformation, and that's it. So let's put this back up there. I mean, you have this as well if you need it. I don't know why. That's really transformation. It looks weird. Waist spins all the way around. Legs. He's my Olympian because he's doing the hurdles all day and he's doing the splits all day. Of course, Perceptor, you know how he transforms, so he should be able to do all this all day. But you see, splits and hurdles. Then you have the cut up here, but then you have this right here. And this always is back and forth. It's not loose to the point where the figure will fall over, where you can't get it to stand up. But it is loose. As soon as you start manipulating it, it'll just go like that. I mean, it makes for an interesting joint. Like, you could actually probably get some interesting poses if you want it. I know in a box it kind of shows him like this, which is weird. I guess they were showing how articulated he is. They consider that an articulation. But then he gets way more than 90 degrees on the knee joint. It's not double jointed, but they do have like kind of a curved joint, which I think is cool. And it's split back here big enough so it can get the leg up all the way. And it's not that loose, so that's great. You got a toe. You can get a toe down really for transformation. That's about it. Then you got a full rocker that gets you all the way to the side where he could split and do the rerun. I'm showing my age now. Transformation time. So I just pull this, get this out of here, flip his head around, flip it down like that, then move his arms. I pull his arms out, pull his arms out like that. So then you can move this piece that his arms was in up. It tells you to move it second, but I mean, why? And then you can like pull it out a little bit and you kind of plug it into here. This is what I did over here. You just move that up, plug that into there, and then there you go. You can see where it's going. Now with this, you want to move the arm up, because then you're pushing this all the way down, and Then you can move this arm up after you do the fist. This is pretty tight, but you push that in, and then there's a spot there that goes into that peg. And it's not bad joint, but it's not a great joint either. You do the same thing over here. Flip this up. It's the same tab over there. Move this down. Of course. Put his legs up. Put his feet down. Put his legs up. Put his feet down. Move them out like this, or you can move them out and put them up. I just like to stay oriented. Then you can move this in on that joint right there, and this in on that joint, and then get this where you need it, where you want it. And if it's too much, you can situate this like that, and here he is in microscope mode. And the microscope does work. You can see, let me see if I can, you can see my finger. I mean, it's not great. It's not science class, but it's cool. You can manipulate this. This goes, this doesn't go. That would have been nice on a Studio Series figure, and maybe to separate it, maybe it would have been nice to have this move and this go in and out, and maybe the regular figure it not do that. And if they were going to do a regular figure, but I mean, that's little things, and that's about it. That's all it does. You know, it's a microscope. Never did anything great. I don't know why I love Perceptor. I do. He's a favorite character of mine for some reason. I never had him as a kid, and it was always interesting. I was always into science. I like microscopes. I like telescopes, and it was just interesting to me that this Transformer turned into a microscope. You can get it into the tank mode, which is super easy. Move this down like this. You see this right here? This is gonna peg there. That's all you need to know, because then you move this all the way up, and then the only way you can peg it in is how it goes. So you just get it to peg in, and you got to keep this. This does come out sometimes, but there you go. And then you do the same thing over here. Move that down, move this around, and wherever you can get it to peg in there, that's where it's supposed to be at. And get this to stay. Then you move this like that, and now you have the tank mode, and here's the tank mode. So you see, it's not much to it but to do it. And you got the treads here on the outside. Then you can add the accessory over here if you would like to do that. So it's like a gun, and there we go. It's just little stuff like that I think the Studio Series should be aware of. Like, they don't save plastic. Like, you're saving plastic everywhere. In the box, all over. Like, whatever box plastic that you ain't got on there, put it on the arms. put it somewhere else. All right. So let's get this back into robot, which is super easy. Take the gun off, flip the legs down, turn them around, turn them in. Flip the legs down, turn them around, turn them in, pull them down. Flip the feet up, and there you go. You're good to go with the legs. Pull this up, pull these arms down, I'll flip that up. I kind of get this out the way just because, but when you pull this down, I do like that. Like, it's the peg for the arms, and then when you flip it up, it's the peg for the arms, but the other way. You know what I mean? So then you pull this up here, and that's what I mean. This peg goes into there, and then you can flip the arms down to make the proper angle. Again, you flip this side down, flip this up here, then push the arms down. Pull these out, pull these out. And then you get the head out. Head out, spin it around. And you can situate this wherever you need it. And you add the gun, and he's ready to go. All right. So thanks for watching this video, and I will get up with you in another video. It's been Influence. Leave me everything you need to leave me. Peace.
Ain't over, life ain't over, life ain't over, life ain't over. As long as you're alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want it.